adjusted. This is, as Pramit said, the two governments, signaling to their constituencies in the Germany and in the United States. But Donald Trump has been under all kinds of cases. I mean, it's literally a landslide of legal issues against him. And but I think India has been kind of circumspect when it comes to commenting on Donald Trump's court cases. And just the point that Pramit made, I mean, the fact that we don't have the kind of fractured polity that the United States hasn't at present, given the fact that the Republicans say that, look, there's a conspiracy to keep Trump out of the elections. How do you see this contrast, the fact that the US seems to be in a greater political turmoil today than India is at present?
I think India, in both letter and in spirit, believes in non-intervention in other policies,
yes,
rather than the US, which is very clearly because Trump, the cases against Trump, how the left has turned on completely against Trump, it's a clear indication that India had its opportunity to make it, just pass those comments, just to play to the gallery that we have out here, which is equally strong and, supportive of the current government. But India played that role of ensuring that, it doesn't get into the path which we also expect the other countries to follow that. So at the same time, what we see in the US right now, it's very fractured, it's very clear cut that Trump has, except the legal hurdles, if there are no legal hurdles, Biden is in trouble. So Biden is ensuring, while preaching to the world, is ensuring that, that the Trump doesn't come up. And also, which I agree with Pramit, where he says that, be it Obama administration, be it Bill Clinton administration, the Democratic Party, whenever they are in power, have ensured play to their gallery in full view. Contrast with the Trump administration, which was very much in sync with Modi government, ensured that we all stayed within our rights, but at the same time developed the friendship. So I guess India is comes out as a senior statesman in this issue.
India coming out as a senior statesman in this issue, a little more mature, not commenting on other countries' internal affairs. But the interesting part, Ambassador Sajjanhar, is the fact that the MEA, in a span of less than a week, has called diplomats from both Germany and US and basically communicated our displeasure at those statements. But do you see this as unusual in the sense that New Delhi in the past wouldn't have done these kind of things? Is this a sense of greater confidence in the MEA, or is it the Jaishankar doctrine at play?
I think definitely, this needed to be done because, otherwise if it was not done, then there might be, some of the other countries who might also sort of, start getting ideas and coming out with statements like this. So these statements are, of course, meant not only for these countries, but to the world in general. And also to these countries so that in future, when there are, when they feel encouraged to say something like this, they are aware as to how India had reacted. So definitely this was required. India definitely is a much more confident country today than it has been there. But I think we have really responded to such statements, meaning not only from the United States. If you look at what OIC has been doing against, on the issue of Jammu and Kashmir, I remember, whenever this Commission on Foreign Religious Rights, etc., in the United States, international religious freedom, they come up with some reports. India sort of, slams those reports, etc. So India has been doing that, and India needs to continue to do that. Although I find that the numbers, maybe because India is much more important today, much more significant today, economically, politically, strategically, in every sense of the word, I see that the numbers of such statements, in my view, we'll have to do some sort of a study, but I see, numbers are lesser today than they have been in the past. But as I said, they need to be, some people might think that we shouldn't pay any attention to them and all that sort of things. But I don't subscribe to that view. I think that this is something that we need to be very clear, and we need to push back as we have done. I think both India and the United States, India and Germany, they have so much to do together, so much to work together. And it is futile to be wasting time to be using up diplomatic space and political space between the two countries, and wasting energy and effort in dealing with such issues rather than focusing on more substantial and substantive matters like whether it is defense or politics or security or technology or energy, green energy, etc. There's so many things that we need to work together, education, health, there's so many things. So rather than expending our time on these aspects, I think that is where we need to focus our bilateral.
Absolutely. Focus on the positives. Yes, yeah. And Pramit, do you see this relationship continuing as, friends with disagreements, that we will have a lot of areas in common with the West, especially the United States and Germany, but we will also have our disagreements, and where we feel we strongly disagree with the line of the US State Department, whatever they say, this relationship is absolutely on an even keel and there's no turning back. We will continue to have differences. Is that your assessment as well?
Yes, I think we will have friends with disagreements, especially with the United States. We have a relationship, a strategic relationship built around China, technology,
yes.
at least with the Biden administration on climate, which is rock solid. Arguably, haven't had a relationship as strong as this since maybe the Nehru-Kennedy years.
Right.
And yes, they will continue to be concerns on their side, what they think is democratic backsliding.
Right.
And India will basically push back and ignore them, because ultimately, Modi will probably come back with a reasonably large mandate again,
yes.
and say, you may have a problem, but nobody in India seems to care. And after that, they'll sort of move on. And of course, they will have a particularly fractious election coming up.
Yes.
So I think India understands this, that there will be some countries that we will have rhetorical differences with,
yes.
but the strategic relationship is fine.
Right.
But keep in, for example, two countries that have also given us lip, if you wish,
yes.
about something more serious, which was Kashmir, Malaysia under Mahathir,
yes.
and Azerbaijan and Turkey,
right.
both of whom criticized our Kashmir situation, but with whom we have no strategic relationship. So
yes.
in the case of Malaysia, India effectively banned Malaysian palm oil imports
yes.
for a few months. And that is one of the single largest sources of employment in Malaysia. Right. And Mahathir backed down after a while. He just said, I can't make any comments yes. Because there is a strong reaction from other countries. And in the case of Azerbaijan, who got into their head for some reason that they could form an alliance with Turkey, Pakistan, and themselves and attack India on things like Kashmir, right. India has been arming their biggest arch rival, which is Armenia.
Yes.
So with
right.
air defense systems and so on, we've been sending to them. We have a strategic military relationship with Greece. Turkey is great enemy with Cyprus. And there we've seen India take genuinely hard, tangible action against those governments yes. On policies and in statements that we consider unacceptable.
Right, absolutely. And Justin, the new assertive foreign policy that Pramit gave us such a wide sweep of the kind of choices that we've been making, arming Armenia while our Azerbaijan continues to rail against us. You see the new Jaishankar doctrine at work, or is it just the Modi doctrine?
I think it has been very clear for the past couple of years that in the MEA side, Jaishankar has clearly, molded it in a further way, which was, going from the Modi doctrine that yes. we've been seeing. So that in itself suggests that, that Modi trust. So, but let's not forget that, it's absolutely controlled, run by PMO.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, he has the confidence in Jaishankar to run MEA, and how he has responded maybe on debate stages or in negotiating tables.
Yes.
He has ensured that India makes it clear that we are here to stay.
The India first approach.
Exactly. India first approach has been clearly been offered. So I guess the big picture has been given by Modi, but the detail is being worked out by Jaishankar and his team.
Absolutely.
Streaming on News9 Plus. News is now content. Subscribe and get free vouchers.